Thank you, gentlemen. His time's expired. I'll go to now to Mr. Allen for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair Duncan. This is an important hearing. Our energy demand is continuing to grow across the world. We saw that play out last winter, and particularly in Germany, where they unfortunately had a lot of folks that didn't have heat, and a lot of lives were lost. I want to thank y'all for being here today and talking about this process. Advancing nuclear energy legislation in our country is critical in my mind. Not only for energy security, but national security, and we should continue to dominate this market. We talked, I think, a lot about China today and what they're doing. In my district, Plant Vogtle, home to Units 3 and 4, will be the first 2 nuclear power plants built to come online in the United States in over 3 decades. Unit 3 is projected to be in service at the end of this month. Unit 4 is projected to be in service the first of the year. This is, and I've been through this with Southern Company, and it's been a tremendous accomplishment. Lots of things. There were lots of headwinds, regulatory changes and things like that, which they experienced on 1 and 2. But they persevered. And the accomplishment also highlights the importance of investing in critical infrastructure to enable the next generation of nuclear technologies. What I was told is, these are the new Westinghouse units. There was a learning curve. But guess what? We have the people now that know how to build these things. And so what I'd like to get to here today is to find out how do we go by. I know there's the new module reactors and things like that, but it's going to be a while for those to, because once you get these things built, it costs very little to operate them. And it's still less than a penny a kilowatt hour. But as we look forward, what can we do? And I know that it's part of the administration, and of course Congress has its role in this. But as Congressman Carter mentioned, it gets to the point where you can't afford to build these things. I mean, it's just too much risk. And even on Units 3 and 4, the government had to back those bonds, and which changed a lot of how it was constructed. But I'm proud to work on a version of the Nuclear Licensing Efficiency Act, and I'd ask this question to Ms. Norris and Mr. Murfield and Mrs. Korsnick. Could you share your thoughts on this and what do we need to do to one? I mean, you see countries like France developing these technologies. What have we got to do here in our nation to understand nuclear and use it to our benefit?
I think Congress has taken a number of steps over the last several years to incentivize the deployment of advanced nuclear, whether it's through changes such as are envisioned in this legislation to improve the licensing process or certain funding. To deploy those internationally, I think the AP1000 is a good example. Lessons have been learned. We've got potential markets in Poland, Ukraine, Czech Republic, and others in Eastern Europe. And I think having the government tools used by Ex-Im Bank, Development Finance Corporation, others could be very helpful in getting those designs deployed. Similarly, GE, TerraPower, other X-Energy, other designs which are out there certainly could use those same tools as well.
I guess I would add quickly that we need to build it here first. And I really commend the work that has happened at Plant Vogtle, and I commend the fact that the companies, stuck to it even when times got tough. I know that was hard, but should be very proud of that advanced technology that's now going to be in operation here in the United States. And in that same way, We have to build the SMRs and build the microreactors, because if you're going to build it in Romania and Poland and Ghana and all these other places, you know what? They want to see it here first. They want to see that you built it. They want to know that you did it well. They want to know that your regulator approved it. And so, you know, I look at this and say, oh my gosh, we just have to move quickly, not only quickly to help ourselves, we need to move quickly so we can demonstrate to our allies that we can build it in their place too.
Okay. I'm out of time, but sir, would you like, Mr. Hornets, would you like to comment?
I'll just say that the advantage of the smaller reactors is that I think there's more likelihood that we can do it with project finance without these huge sort of government backstops. And it doesn't sort of require the same kind of huge, you know, 60-year, $20 billion bet on future electricity production that a big plant like the Vogtle plant costs. So hopefully we start to see some AP300s and some new scale reactors and some TerraPower reactors and some smaller reactors where we can sort of start to scale and get some of that learning without necessarily needing to make the same kind of one-off sort of bet the farm on a gigawatt scale reactor.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I apologize, I'm over my time, but
That's
I yield
okay.
back.